Hello, friends, and again, well met. This next sequence touches on some narrative that is elsewhere far more detailed in Mythos 2, Spell Hollow Wood. It's the account of Emily Mehanan, Marie for short, who's already been mentioned along our story's periphery several times. The narrative details her adventures in 1968, who, along with our six young heroes, already at that point exiled some 2 years, confronted the deadly creature Gwilligwitch. The reason for the existence of this creature and all the other fantastical elements in this area of New York State is, of course, the Vortical Gateway, which for a time freely allowed the comings and goings between worlds, leading to some events which Marie recorded in her own memoirs, in turn becoming part of the cycles of exile. Aximoth, already having built a sanctuary here some 2,000 years before this, returns from time to time from his exploits abroad. In the mid-1700s, he at last weaves barrier spells along the outskirts of the Spell Hollow region, after allowing several early human settlements in the area, which he will eventually put to his mother's good use. For now, however, let us return to the present 1970s for Sequent 8, Long Lost Information. In her apartment, Celica is seated at a sizable desk swamped with old books. She peers close at the wrinkled page from the history book in her classroom. It's curiously torn from one side right down the center of two strange words, Takin Malaliklawakan, which reads as part of this following book passage. One of the very last ancient growth woodlands on the east coast of North America, named Takin Malaliklawakan in the Native American tongue, meaning forest of witchcraft. Celica grabs two more books at once. She rapidly thumbs their pages, pausing, scanning, but with nothing. She grabs yet another book. Her desperate eyes search, their indexes, more pages, but still not what she's looking for. She reaches toward a bookcase of encyclopedias. Hung over them is a theatrical epee sword, along with framed photos and faceplates of Celica and a group of actors, all reading Summer Stock Playhouse, 1969, 1971, 1972, Choreography and Stage Combat. Celica tears a Britannica volume out hard. Others fall from the shelves. She flips pages, eyes focused. No good. Maybe Funkin' Wagnall's volumes? Also useless. She pounds the book with her fist in frustration, head sinking in her hands. But wait. She lifts her head, glaring at several boxes on the floor. Celica springs up, nearly tackling the boxes, tearing one open. She wrenches out a binder with loose-leaf handwritten pages. It's a partial manuscript, titled Hell Hollow by Emily Marie Mehanan, with a note attached. Dr. Canzero, I hope this can be of some help in your work. Regards, Marie, Truckee, California, 1974. It only takes Celica swiping a few pages to find it. Another new paragraph reads, was once known long ago as the Takin Malaliklawakan, or Forest of Witchcraft. Today, it's Gulliver County, New York. At an elevation of some 2,000 feet is Highland Point, the county seat. Found it. With a heavy breath, Celica beams with victory. This sheriff's main office we're now in would look like an ordinary law office, except for the hundreds of bells of all types that hang from the ceiling. Objects that ward off bad vibes and omens. This morning, as in every morning, the desk is strewn with other superstitious artifacts. Under this, a phone rings. 45-year-old Sheriff Dan Raddick enters the room with a mug of coffee. His what next demeanor seems to hope for the best, but expect the worst. He clears away some straw and clover, revealing the phone. He lifts it with a Sheriff Dan introduction. It's Celica calling. She asks if she's reached the Gulliver County Law Office. The sheriff replies, yes, it sure is. Hi, Sheriff. She then asks again if she is really speaking to Highland Point, New York. Sheriff Dan asks, how can he help her? Celica hopes that he can, but that it's going to sound somewhat odd. The sheriff points out that he seems to specialize in odd, though he also never seems to ask for it. But he'd like to know, who is he speaking with? She introduces herself as Dr. Celica Canzero of Columbia University. She then points out how difficult it was finding his location and getting this number. She looked at 4 maps, and Highland Point is only shown on 1, and his phone's not listed anywhere. The sheriff interrupts, saying he doesn't print the maps or the phone book. But Celica persists that an unlisted sheriff's phone number might be a bit odd. Sheriff Dan confirms, yeah, odd, there's that word again. How can I help you, Doctor? She then tells him straight out. She believes her twin sister Lelaine may be somewhere up there. Sheriff Dan pauses. He already knows where this is going. Sensing his hesitation, Celica asks him to please listen. Lelaine went missing a month ago. They were roommates. She just disappeared. No word, no clue of what happened. The sheriff asks if she obviously called the police. Isn't that who I'm speaking with? Asks Celica in return. She then explains that local law enforcement have come up with nothing. But she knows now. She knows that her sister was abducted, kidnapped, whatever it's called. Sheriff Dan says he's very sorry, but plainly asks what this has to do with her sister being in Gulliver County. Now Celica hesitates. Then she slowly answers, because you live in Tekin Malalik-Lewakin. The sheriff's ever longer beat of silence speaks volumes. He then asks what kind of doctor she is. Celica raps off her credentials, a PhD in Greek and Roman myth, folklore, ancient civilizations, and old world legend. Another troubled pause until the sheriff tells her to just please go away. They have more than enough of their own real problems. Celica persists. She knows her sister's up there somewhere. Sheriff Dan answers now in a pronounced drawl that he's not sure he likes the way she operates. Celica lowers the boom. She's coming up there to find and get her sister back. The good sheriff hangs up. I'd like to again kindly thank you for spending this brief time with me to continue these story cycles. Please return back as we'll read on the adventures and journeys of the exiles in Sequent 9, A Dangerous Nightly Visit. Until that time, goodwill to you, one and all.